Zara. Hi guys, it's Zara, and in this video I will explain how my skin went from this to this. I know it's still not perfect, but I'm only wearing blush and bronzer right now, and I'm not wearing anything on my skin. This is only in a few months, and I did not take any medication, any treatments, none of that. It all cleared up naturally. So I'm going to explain how that happened. So before I dive into the tips, I want to give you a little bit of a background story just in case you find it relatable, so maybe these tips will work for you. So growing up, I never really struggled with acne. I did have a couple of breakouts when I was 16, but it was nothing out of the ordinary. By the time I was like 19, my skin was perfectly clear. I will keep attaching pictures for reference right here, but as you can see, I pretty much had good skin. I didn't have any extensive skincare routines. I would just use like soap and moisturizer, and then when I turned 21, suddenly I started to break out, and I did not really switch up my routine or diet or anything like that, but it just started to show up. I still don't know what triggered it, if it was even hormonal or something external, but at first it was really subtle, so I thought that it was just a little reaction to something, but then it just kept growing no matter how much I tried to get rid of it, and it got to a point where I felt like I needed to see a professional. So I went to a dermatologist. He thought that it was some kind of bacterial infection at first. I feel like he didn't even really take a proper look at it. It was like he did it in kind of a hurry, like, yeah, whatever, take these antibiotics for 15 days and it's gonna be fine. And then I took that medication and it did absolutely nothing. If anything, in those 15 days my acne flared up even more. And then I went back in and they were telling me to start medications, and like it was hormonal. I just did not want to take Accutane or birth control or anything like that. Again, if you're somebody who really needs to take these medications, I would not advise you to not take it. This was just a personal choice. So if that's your last resort, go ahead and do that, okay? Do not think that I'm recommending not doing that. But for me, I just did not want to go into that cycle of medication. So I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to take any medication. And then my parents wanted me to take a second opinion, but I just ended up not going. I just thought it was like a little flare up and it's going to go away. I did absolutely nothing about it. I think it was New Year's when it really got worse. It was really affecting my self-confidence. I had never struggled with acne, and suddenly I had this new insecurity, and I would not leave the house without makeup. And no matter what I was doing, nothing was helping. I watched this video about how if you have some kind of like external problems, a lot of the times the root cause is inside of your body. And I realized that, you know, my gut is not healthy. I'm not really internally maybe okay, to where it's just like a side effect, a byproduct of a deeper rooted problem. And then I really researched it, and yeah, this is my skin now. Like I said, it's not perfect. I'm breaking out a little right here because I'm on my period, but now literally the only time I have a pimple or two is when I'm on my period, and normally my skin just stays clear. And I'm gonna share the tips as to how I did it. Okay, so tip number one, before you do anything else, take those precautionary steps that everyone tells you to do. Drink more water, because you want to eliminate every possible cause of why you're breaking out. And you will be surprised how many people underestimate how important staying hydrated is. Even if you drink, or you think you drink enough water, but you're taking too much caffeine, or if you drink alcohol, those things can really dehydrate your body. Or if you live in a place that is generally quite hot, you need to be drinking your water. And if you drink like purified water and you don't think that water has enough minerals, you have to externally take them, and all these things can cause you to break out. So make sure you're eliminating that. Make sure your face doesn't have any bacteria on it. So change your pillowcase literally like every 3 to 4 days. That's what I did, and it did make a significant difference. Even now, when I forget to change my pillowcase, I start to break out, and it's kind of like a reminder. Like, I'll wake up with a pimple and I'll be like, oh, it's been a while since I changed my
pillowcase and bed sheets. I should probably do that.
Do not touch your face with your hands, no matter what. Unless you just washed your hands, do not touch your skin. If you have a breakout, I know it's so tempting to keep touching it. Do not touch it. Acne patches, use them. Do not pop your pimples. I know it's really tempting, but it will push the infection deeper into your skin. If you have really bad hormonal acne or really active acne, I would recommend not using any actives on your skin. You may think that having a more extensive skincare routine is gonna fix your problem, but it can make it worse by destroying your skin barrier. So when you think your skin is really flared up and you have a lot of inflammation, chill out on your skincare routine. Do not use any chemical peels, any exfoliating stuff. Specifically, do not use a physical scrub to like scrub out your skin. It will destroy your skin barrier. The only time I would recommend going in with actives and more harsh ingredients is when you do not have like flared up active acne and you're trying to like maybe get rid of hyperpigmentation, or it's like very little texture. If it's painful, you should probably not use any of those ingredients. Just use a gentle cleanser, make sure it's unscented, use a moisturizer, wear sunscreen. That is a big part. A lot of people have sun damage and that's why they have breakouts. Use sunscreen. If you take one thing from this video, use sunscreen. Again, in certain cases it is recommended not to wear sunscreen because your acne is just so bad, and if you are use a really lightweight sunscreen because the heavier ones can clog your pores and make your acne worse. And if you have like a doctor who's recommending that you should not wear sunscreen, just in general, try to avoid sun exposure. Do not go out in the sun. If you have to, take an umbrella, wear hats, things like that. So sun could be a big part of it. Another thing is dirt and pollution. So make sure you wash your face twice a day. You keep it relatively clean. If you live in a place that has a lot of like dust and pollution, try and invest into an air purifier. I know you can't really help your environment, but you can try to change as much as possible. Take all these precautionary steps before you do any of the steps that I'm going to tell you after this. And now we get into the actual things that I did. So I realized that one of the main things that were probably the cause of my hormonal acne was my gut. And even though you may think that you're eating healthy and you're eating good, your gut can still have a lot of inflammation. Specifically if you're a woman, our hormones are all over the place and it can really mess up with a lot of the things like your skin, your cycles. Fix your gut. There is tons of information and videos online that will educate you on your gut health and how to fix it, and I would recommend you go watch it, you do your research, try to eat clean, avoid takeouts, oily stuff, cut down sugar if you have to. Look, if you really want to clear out your skin, you have to put in that effort, and sugar can really mess up your skin. So make sure that you're not, taking a lot of sugar. You're avoiding takeouts, packed foods, salty stuff. Take your prebiotics, take your supplements. And something that I used to do that really helped me is eating garlic in the morning. And I know it sounds disgusting because it kind of is, but when you wake up, try to take a clove of garlic and chop it up into little pieces. And what you're gonna want to do is wait for like 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, you're gonna eat it and kind of try to swallow it with water. I would recommend lukewarm water, and it does not taste the best, but it's something that really helps. It literally reduced my inflammation so much. I don't know if that is something that actually cleared out my acne, because sometimes it feels like that because that's the only thing that I did. Also, just being healthy in general, like I would eat so much takeout, I would not move, and I was just overall very unhealthy. And then I started to walk more. I even lost some weight, and that really helped with clearing out my skin. Moving on, your stress and anxiety is literally making your acne worse. So many people go to the doctors, they try to find out what is causing, not figure it out. And your answer is stress. If you're in a stressful environment, if you are a person who overthinks too much, who's constantly anxious, that could be the actual cause of your acne. So try to reduce your stress, or try to avoid people or situations that cause you really bad stress, and try to notice a pattern if you tend to break out, for example, around certain people, or if you have finals and you think like that's when your acne gets worse. So it's probably stress related. Getting enough sleep. Oh my god, I cannot stress this enough. I know my tips are kind of all over the place, but please, if you're trying everything in the book and you're not getting 8 hours of sleep, don't even try to take medication or do any of these tips. None of it is gonna work if you're not getting enough sleep. No late night scrolling. Go to sleep and watch. Your acne will literally clear up. If you're someone who stays up late at night, has midnight snacks, eats like crap, you don't have to do anything else and sleep and eat right. And last tip is kind of gonna be tied into the tips that I gave earlier. If you are somebody who's overweight or not at a healthy weight, that can really cause acne because it also messes up with your hormones. I think that was also one of the reasons that I was breaking out so bad, because I was always an overweight kid. Even when I was a teenager, I was overweight, but I feel like I was actually also my heaviest when I was like 20 years old, and maybe that's when the breakouts started. And even when I was thinking that I was eating clean, I was still eating too many calories, and I was gaining weight, and I was breaking out really bad. And then I wasn't even trying to lose weight, honestly. I was just eating clean for my acne, and I was just walking more, and I was also losing weight on the side, and I lost about like 30 pounds, I want to say. And yeah, it cleared up my skin. So God knows, maybe that was the reason. You know, it's so hard to really pinpoint one thing that caused my skin to clear up, but I did all of these things, and it could be one of these things or a combination of them. But I swear to God, I did not take any medication. I did not do anything. No treatments, no facials, no nothing. It is absolutely, everything is natural. I do not have any makeup on. So if you have anyone that you should trust, it's me, because I've been through it. Let me know if you want any more recommendations or tips, and if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I promise I will answer every single one of them. I'll try to. And I just want to finish off by saying your acne does not define you. That is not who you are, and trust me, it gets better. I am living proof it gets better. There was a time where no matter what I did, it just kept getting worse. Like, it was bad, and I thought that I would never get out of it, and then I did. So good luck to you, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.